So, a queue of people waiting to bowl, a 10 to 15 minute hit for each batter. Well, we've seen net sessions like that thousands of times. With everyone wanting a go, limited time, limited facilities, it's pretty much, well, it has to happen like that, doesn't it? Well, no, it doesn't actually. And in this programme, we're exploring a number of ways that coaches can make using nets far more valuable and whisper it quietly. Some sessions that don't use the nets at all. For the first of these, we join Luke Sellers at a club training night at Cheltenham CC.
Nets can be a wonderful tool for a coach, or they can also be probably one of the most misused things in the coach's toolbox. For me, the idea of just going and having a net is kind of anathema. I think it conjures up those ideas of kind of normally opening batsmen running in and trying to bowl bouncers at tail end batters, batters having a slog, reverse switch hits from people that would never play in a game, and it doesn't resemble what we're trying to replicate on the pitch. As a player, I've experienced that. It's frustrated the hell out of me. As a coach, I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Non-bowlers crowding around, chucking down pies really doesn't help the batsmen or the bowlers, so we try and filter out guys so they're actually doing the things that they're going to be doing on a Saturday as much as possible, and if it's not bowling in the nets then they're generally not there.
What we need to make sure is what we're doing is quality and focused and has a real purpose to it. So we've got the skill practices set up. If you're genuinely not a bowler, if you're a batter, you've had your hit or you're waiting for your hit, maybe go and have a little try out on some of those things. What I don't want tonight is sort of 7 or 8 guys waiting at the end of a net to have a bowl, because that's not good for anybody. It's not good for the bowlers, doesn't help the batters out, and obviously there's a safety implication as well. So let's just make sure that we use our time to the best we can. Lots of what we've done here has been scenario based, give the players a real clear progression from what they're doing in practice to what happens on the field. Everything in theory that we do here relates to more runs, more wickets on a Saturday. That's what we all want. That helps us win games, and so that's the starting point. I think what we've done really well, we've been winning close games. I want to focus on that again, making sure that we're practicing for key scenarios in games. So there's going to be consequences to what happens. So we've got a little bit of pressure we've got to deal with, and we're trying to make it specific to certain phases of the game. I want to try and limit it to 4 bowlers if we can in a net at any one time, maximum, and 2 batters. Bowlers is going to be, to start off with, it's going to be 3 ball overs for you. But you've got to earn those 3 balls. So if you bowl no balls wide or miss your stock ball, so you have to communicate what that stock ball is, then you miss out. So you might only bowl 1 ball back to the end. So there's a little bit of a consequence there for missing our areas. What are you going for then, Joshy? Outside off, top off? Yeah. A little bit of shape back in.
Do you do 3 in a row then?
You do 3 in a row, or until you miss your stock ball. I think everything you do has got to have value for all the people involved, so you've got to look at it from the batter's point of view and the bowler's perspective. If batters are facing 3 different types of bowler every 3 balls, that never happens in a game. So there's no real place for that in the nets. You just have to be a little bit creative with your solutions. Bowlers, again, they're not going to just bowl 1 ball and come off either. Getting them to build up rhythm, build up consistency, that's a real key part of what they're trying to do. If they only get to bowl 1 ball, you've probably forgotten what happened to the ball by the time that the next go comes around if you've got 5 or 6 guys bowling. So 3 balls gives a real clear chance for them to get a bit of rhythm, and like I said, we brought a little added thing today just so there is a consequence to missing that area. What I want ideally is an umpire, so one of you guys to umpire and then one to do the pitch mapping, and one person can have a breather. What I also want, we did this a couple of weeks ago, is marking your areas on your pitch, a little pitch map, high-tech equipment that we've got, pens and a board. 4 bowlers in a net, different colour each. And we're going to mark down on the pitch where the ball lands, so roughly we've got kind of half volley length, good length, back of a length, short, and if it's gone for 4, just put a little dot and a little 4 by it as well, so we know what it's gone for. So batters, you're looking at the start of your innings, so I'm looking for good decision making, leave well, work out how you get into an innings, how you get yourself in. I think sometimes that's our challenge, we go and play too early. I know sometimes situations dictate, but work out what you do well to get yourself in and seeing the ball well. If you edge it, if you play and miss, or if it hits you on the pad, you're going to run a 3. I don't want to see 3s being sprinted. I want you to work hard. If you get out, you're running a 5.
Oh, yeah,
up and down the nets. Yep. You'll be fine, Jenny. You're not going to get out, mate. You're going to be fine. You're not going to get out. George, you can do the fielding rotation for me with Big George and the other boys. So you've got your 6 stations down there. Go and record them. See if you can get top of the leaderboards. Okay fellas, come on in. Take a couple of minutes, review the boards, bowlers and batters together. Then I want you to work out 30 balls. What's a realistic target for the batters? Talk about where your boundary fielders are. And then we go and we switch it up. So bowlers, the pressure's on you.
Again, back to actually doing what you're going to be doing on a Saturday in your practice on a Thursday night. And we're trying to put some scenarios in there because we've been in some tight games already this year. And just thinking about what you're going to do in that situation and having practiced it, rather than getting into a tight situation where you need to hit boundaries off the last few overs or scamper between the wickets, where you're going to hit it. So rather than just bowling, going back bowling again, it's just taking a bit of time to talk with your mates. What are you working on? What's the plan here? Where are your fielders? It's just that little bit of extra thought.
On the drive, so the left hand actually one back here. Yeah.
Go 2 shots at the end of an innings. Where are you looking to hit? Peggles, boundary options for you. What are your best 2 shots for hitting the boundary? I want real clarity in terms of our thinking. So starting to see some of the younger players developing, starting to have more clarity around their game, making smarter decisions on the pitch, seeing people keeping their cool in pressure situations, which hopefully is a direct consequence of what we're doing here. Seeing those things gives you enormous value. It's been great here because the buy-in's been there before I've come. Hopefully I've strengthened that and they've realised there's value in what they do. But yeah, the first outdoor session we had here was absolutely siling down with rain. I probably wasn't the groundsman's best friend because I insisted that we still trained anyway. And I'm a big advocate, you can always do something. So it might not necessarily look like cricket. I think that night we played a bit of football and a bit of touch rugby, and even by then it was a bit a bit scary doing that, the amount of slipping and stuff going on. But you can always do something. No other fools were foolish enough to be training that night, but we were. And so we thought, yeah, we probably haven't improved our cricket skills, but we're tighter as a unit for doing that, and that's got to have some value, hopefully, going forward. Good cows, good cows. We'll work out whether the risks they're taking are worth the reward.
The mood's been building for a long time. We've got good guys in the right places, all here for the right reasons, and that's taken a long time. The culture of the club's taken a good 10 years to get to where it is, but putting the coaching and the structure and then getting results to go away at the start of the season has just added to all of that.
Good hit.
Right, you can have one for that, so 13 off 6.
13 off and off.
Bowl, nice bowl. Really good, Nigel.
17 off 2.
Run out.
I don't think you can do this.
Yeah, 17 off 1 is a tough ask, but a very well structured session and very interesting to hear. It has taken 10 years to get the right culture in the club. Now that's hard work, but evidently worth it for Cheltenham's